Priyanka Chauhan. Welcome to Diksha Vedantu CBSC. How are you all? Today we'll be discussing Dust of Snow written by Robert Frost, which is a beautiful poem, and you all know that Robert Frost loves nature. He was an American poet who often wrote about rural life, nature, and human emotions. And he actually believed that even the smallest aspect of nature, could actually hold deep meanings and emotional power. So in this poem, Dust of Snow, Frost definitely you'll see that he uses everyday natural elements, a crow, a hemlock tree, and snow to basically deliver a thoughtful message about hope, change, and unexpected joy. Right? So without wasting time, let's get started. So this poem basically describes a moment where the poet is basically in a low mood. Like he's not feeling good, possibly feeling sad or regretful about something. So as he passes under a hemlock tree, a crow sitting on a branch shakes some dust of snow, like off the tree, and it falls gently on him. And this small and seemingly very ordinary event unexpectedly changes the poet's mood, like the entire mood. He realizes that the day is not completely wasted, and that even a small moment in life, like a moment in nature, can bring about a positive emotional shift. Right? So this shows how nature is a healer. Right? How nature can have strong impact on our thoughts and on our feelings. Right? So shall we start? Okay, so Robert Frost was born in 1874 at San Francisco, California. In his lifetime, he won more than one Pulitzer Prize. The President John F. Kennedy had also honored him with a speech for his poem written in honor of Kennedy, and he passed away in the year 1963. So basically, this is the introduction of Robert Frost. They don't ask this thing in your exam, basically, so you do not need to memorize all this, all these data or facts. Okay, you need to know the complete explanation. You need to know all the poetic devices, meaning of each and every word. Okay, so you need to basically break down the poem word by word, stanza by stanza to understand it, its meaning, its tone, its a deeper message. So deeper message is really very important. Okay, so the way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, right? Has given my heart. Okay, yes. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, after that has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had ruined. That's it. Itna sahi hai. Only this much. Only these 8 lines you have in your poem. So let's get started. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. What does it mean? So in this stanza, poet basically describes a simple event in nature. A crow, which is generally a symbol of bad luck, right? Crow is basically a symbol of bad luck, right? A symbol of darkness, shakes some snow off a hemlock tree, and the snow falls down gently on the poet, who is basically standing beneath the tree. Then the poisonous hemlock tree also has a negative association, right? We call it a poisonous tree. So this natural moment, though not very grand, it's not a very traditionally beautiful moment, right? But this is basically the turning point in poet's life and in poem also, right? It basically sets the scene. Right? So this is a poisonous tree, and crow is also a symbol of bad luck. Now, moving forward, has given my heart a change of mood. That moment, that event, that small event has completely changed writer's feelings, writer's mood, right? So the poet's emotional reaction we can see over here to this small event. The gentle fall of snow has lifted his mood, right? Has given my heart, important one, has given my heart a change of mood. Shows that his feelings shifted from negative to positive. Clearly shows that his feelings shifted from negative to positive, right? Then he says that, and saved some part of a day I had ruined. So the word ruined means regretted. I was regretting that particular day, right? This means the poet had been having a bad day. He was experiencing a bad day, full of sorrow, full of regret, full of disappointment. But this small moment, that snow falling from a tree, helped to save the day from being completely wasted. Whenever we feel bad, our parents say that just go outside for some time, have some fresh air, drink some juice, go outside, meet your friends, right? Yes or no? So these two symbols in this poem is very important, crow and the hemlock tree. Like they are negative symbols, but their actions are basically changing someone's mood, right? They are basically doing the thing which is not expected from them, right? Everyone thinks that crow is a symbol of bad luck. Everyone thinks that hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. Poet could have used other symbols also, right? But over here he tries to say that nature is beautiful and nature is a healer. We should always appreciate and always praise the things around us, the animals, the natural beauty around us, because nature is a healer and obviously it can heal everything. A moment of reflection can change your entire day. Your positive experiences can come from unexpected places, right? It is not necessary to have so many friends. Only one friend is important. Only one moment is important to change your entire day, right? See how the poet is using over here imagery literary device. He creates a vivid picture of falling snow from the tree. So we can clearly imagine that scene, right? So that's imagery. Can you see symbolism in this poem? Definitely. Crow. Use of crow, because we often link crow to negativity, right? But over here he's not doing a negative thing. Hemlock tree, a poisonous tree, symbolizing sorrow, symbolizing darkness, but over here not doing the same thing, right? So yes, I hope you all understood the poem. Let's read the theme of the poem. Dust of Snow is a beautiful poem written by famous American poet Robert Frost. It depicts a simple moment, obviously, but it has great significance. Like the moment is small. The moment is basically small, but the significance is not that small. The significance is relevant, is important, and is big. It changed the entire day, which the author was actually regretting. Right? So the poem is set on a wintry day. है ना? The snow is falling heavily. The poet is depressed and he has lost all the hope. When the poem starts, like the poem begins with a dull, depressing mood, but ends on a positive and uplifting note. Right? So the crow is basically sitting on a tree, है ना? And causes snow to fall on the poet. So the moment seems small, but the moment is significant. It is important. That particular small moment, that the snow is falling on the poet. So the snow falling from a poisonous tree basically represents beauty and hope, right? Emerging from dark or sad things. Okay. So hope and beauty can emerge from dark and sad things also. right? This poem completely changes our perspective of how we look at things, right? So now the poet's mood is basically, we can clearly see that he's fresh, he's feeling lighter, and his negative mood is basically lifted, right? So earlier he was regretting that particular day, he was not feeling good, but this natural small moment has helped him feel better and saved the remaining day. Okay, so what are the two most important things from this chapter? These two elements, these three elements, crow, hemlock tree and snow. Okay, please do remember these three elements because they have the symbolic meaning, right? Yes or no? Yes. The poet is set on a wintry day. The poem is set on a wintry day. The snow is falling heavily. The poet is depressed and has lost all the hope. He is sitting under a hemlock tree, again symbol of bad luck, a poisonous tree. A small natural incident changes his mood, and that fall of snow on our poet actually changes everything. It is the turning point, right? It is the turning point. So you need to understand the contrast between the beginning and the end of the poem, like how the poem actually started and how did it end, right? So the poet teaches us that one should never be desperate and hopeless. There is always a scope for a change, and it's a very important message, right? We should appreciate little things and stay open always to the unexpected gifts of life, right everyone? Yes. So the crow could have been landing, shivering, adjusting itself or taking off, but whatever the action, it sent some snow particles on the poet, right? And that was basically the turning point of the poem. Yes everyone. Okay, so generally hemlock tree and crow are used for negative references, as you all know, but the poet used them beautifully to portray that inauspicious things can bring joy and happiness too. Okay, we should not, we should always be open to unexpected things, right? We should not think that this is a crow, this is a poisonous tree, this is a bad thing, this is a good thing. Anything in life, any situation in life can bring happiness. We should always open our heart to everything. And nature is beautiful. Nature is a healer, and God blessed us with nature so that we can survive on this planet. It is not easy to survive on this planet. There are so many bad things happening around, right? Nothing is going right in anybody's life, but still we want to live. We want to struggle. We want to face challenges. Why? Because of nature. Because of nature. We want to go to the mountains, we want to see the snow, we want to see the sunrise, the sunset. We want to experience love, we want to experience fear, we want to feel passionate, we want to achieve our dreams. We want to do everything. But if we will feel bad about small things in our life, then that thing is not going to happen. We need to stay strong. We need to open our heart to everything. And obviously, we should appreciate these little moments in life. Why I am saying this? Because nobody else is going to come and do a great gesture just to lift your mood up. Just to lift your mood. Nobody is going to do that. You need to find your own happiness. You need to find that one person. You need to find that one thing. You need to find that one habit that makes you happy. That's it. That's it. You should never rely on anyone else. Love yourself, feel confident, and just remember that God gave you this opportunity, right? God gave you this life, so live this life to the fullest. Okay, always try to find happiness in small things, in small moments, in small gestures. Okay, if a child is going to school and he's crying, and then he looks at you and he smiles, smile back. Smile back. Are you getting my point? Right? Whenever you smile to a stranger, oh my God, that's a different feeling. Right? Do these small gestures. It feels good. It enlightens you. It lifts your mood. Right? So, the central idea of Dust of Snow by Robert Frost is that small, seemingly insignificant moments in nature can have a positive impact on our mood. Do underline these things. Do underline these parts whenever you write the central idea. Okay? In the poem, the poet experiences a shift in his mood when snow from a hemlock tree falls on him, unexpectedly lifting his spirits. Obviously, he was not expecting that such a small moment can actually lift the mood, can actually make the rest part of the day beautiful, happy, right? So the poem emphasizes that even in moments of gloom, nature has the ability to bring about change. Every small thing of nature, every small thing on this planet has the capability to give your mood a kick, to change that gloominess into happiness. Right? Nature has the ability to bring about the change. He has the ability, and I think Robert Frost loves nature. Right? And to be open to the unexpected blessings life offers. Because he appreciates these small moments. He could have said, already my day is going bad and this thing also happens. Why is this happening to me? Why me? Ruined the entire dress, my coat. It is all about perspective, guys. Let me tell you one thing. What is your viewpoint? How you see things? That is completely up to you. That same moment could have ruined your day. But that same moment actually changed his entire day, rest part of the day, because of the perspective. How he appreciates nature, how he loves nature. Right? Yes. So, what are the important questions? Have there been 3 times when you feel depressed or hopeless? Hope you experience a similar moment that changed your mood that day. What do the crow and hemlock? Yes, this one is very, very important. Like, it's a short question. What do the crow and hemlock represent? Joy or sorrow? What does the dust of snow that crow shakes off a hemlock tree stand for? It's a really important question. The crow and the hemlock tree represent sorrow. These both are symbols or elements of sorrow, sadness. They represent the darker aspect of nature, right? They create an atmosphere of depression and sorrow. Whenever we have to talk about depression and sorrow, we use these images. Image of crow. So the dust of snow represents the brighter aspect of nature, right? It completely changes our perspective. Like, we need to change how we look at all these small gestures, all these small moments in our life. Right? So it has brought about a change in the mood of poet. Earlier he was in a sad mood, but when the dust of snow fell on him, his mood became joyful and cheerful. Very, very, very important question, and a short question. They are going to ask such type of questions only regarding symbolism, regarding the theme, regarding the central idea. So I told you the theme, I told you the central idea, I told you a few figures of speech, for example, symbolism and imagery. We have alliteration also. Okay? And yes, has given my heart. So whenever you see repetition of consonant sound in the same line, You all know tongue twisters, right? Bitty bought some butter, but the butter was bitter, so she bought some more butter to make the bitter butter better, but the bitter butter made the better butter bitter. What is this? Alliteration. So repetition of consonant sound has given my heart her, right? So it's a consonant sound. So alliteration, literary device. Saved some part, saved some part. That's a consonant sound. Closely placed word in the same line, repeating. So that's alliteration for you guys. Okay. So I wish and I hope that you completely understood this poem. If you have any doubt and if you want anything else like that I need to cover in a particular topic or in a particular chapter, please do let me know in the comment section. And bye bye everyone. Take care. All the best.